Hello, YouTube. It's the backseat racer again. Wow, is this the first race I've talked about on camera this year? Eh, it's probably one of the only races I've watched this year, right? Am I right, chat? Comment section, whatever's out there. Yeah, I know I look like hell. I haven't shaved in 2 months. So, and I can say that because apparently you can curse in the first after the first 7 seconds and not the first 30 seconds now. But that's not neither here nor there. Hello. Hi. What was that? What was that? Richmond put on race of the year. Well, that's interesting. I was told Richmond sucks. I've been told for years that Richmond is terrible, even though you can go back. You can go back. It's on. I am on record since at least 2021 saying that Richmond is the best track in NASCAR. Boy, we got that one. That was a hook, line, and sinker on that one, folks. That was a nothing but net on that conversation there. Yeah. So we just happen to have, race of the year in Richmond. And it's funny coming after Iowa, which was nothing short of an unmitigated disaster. Can I have the floor for 1 second and just speak my truth, if you will? Iowa was horrible. What happened? The next gen happened is what happened. The next gen is horrible. Absolutely repulsive on a level that cannot be described by the average bear. Yogi could not. Not even Yogi. He's smarter than the average bear, and even he cannot fathom what is going on. Can I actually say something? This has been 2 minutes of absolute bloviation. So Iowa was horrible. No one could pass. Blaney had the fastest tires at the end and drove down Keselowski from 9 seconds back, and the second that he got on his bumper, he could do absolutely nothing, making up half seconds per lap. But the instantaneous moment that he reached the rear end of Keselowski, fuck all. Jack and fuck all transpired. He could not do any goddamn thing. So that's pathetic. That is the absolute state of this situation, and that's just the harrowing reality of these next gen cars that NASCAR has decided to do absolutely nothing about. Absolutely nothing about. Elton Sawyer will come out and go, "Oh, we like what we're seeing." You see, the problem with Richmond is that now they're not gonna touch the cars. Fuck. God damn it, we had a great race. Shit. That means the next year is going to be no different. We'll have one good race all season. I heard that they're going to take Richmond off the fucking schedule. I also heard the schedule's coming out tomorrow as of this recording, so maybe I should wait. No, I already waited too long. I should have made this video immediately after the race ended. No, you see, Richmond was really good. And can I get a quick shout out? How about Goodyear? Yo! This channel, the history of this channel, every single race review I've ever done, I'll be shit talking Goodyear left and right. And for good reason, because they usually are terrible. Can we get a shout out to Goodyear that made a tire that wears out but doesn't explode? There were 0 tire failures at Richmond. And it wasn't because that they put a diamond encrusted, tread. It wasn't diamond tread. The tires wore out and they didn't blow up. And it's like, okay, hello. Goodyear putting out the best tire that they ever have in the history of the company. Just doing it like without even just dropping it. Dropping it like dawn to 2. Motherfuckers are just putting together. And where did it come from? There hasn't been any particularly, good races as far as tire wear is concerned all year. Where did it come from? Where did it go? I am baffled by the tire that Goodyear made for that race. The Richmond tire. You want to call it the Richmond tire? I call it the Richmond Special. That thing was beautiful. Can we have this everywhere? Can we have this at every single track? Hello? Please, call up the CEO of Goodyear and be like, hey, Drop everything. Burn all the other tires. All the stock. Get rid of it. Just this tire forever. I think that's a good idea. I think it's a really good idea. I do. I really do. I think that's a really good idea. Okay, so Richmond was amazing. Here's the reasons that Richmond was amazing. It was a random starting lineup, which really doesn't, make the race good just from that. But the fact that we had Ryan Preece and AJ Allmendinger at the front was very interesting. And Allmendinger in second was not able to close in on Preece. And sure, that would imply that clean air is all that mattered. However, it didn't feel like Allmendinger he didn't really fall back either, is the problem. The problem with every other track is that when you got guys that are, following the leader, literally, all the way around the track for 200 laps, that implies that you can't pass. However, in this case, it didn't feel like that was the reason that AJ could not get past. He drove him down, and then he fell back a little bit, and then he was kind of just there within a second and a half for the whole first stage until pitting started. And it didn't feel like he wasn't making the pass because he couldn't. Because the cars, you can't pass. It felt like he could not make the pass because he didn't have the car to make the pass, if you understand what I'm trying to say. He did not have the ability. He did not have the performance. It wasn't because the cars sucked and literally you couldn't do fucking goddamn anything. It didn't feel like that was the reason. And as we went on through the night and we had multiple different drivers get to the front of the field, throughout the rest of the night, you could see the 23 pass. You could see the 3 pass. I haven't even mentioned the winner yet. We're 7 minutes into this video. And I haven't even mentioned the winner. But yeah, you could see the 12 pass. You could see so many different people pass for key marquee positions in the top 5. It didn't feel like fucking Iowa, where a dude drove down third place from 9 seconds back and couldn't do fucking goddamn anything. It didn't feel like Iowa when Keselowski closed it on Byron and it took him 30 laps to make the pass. Yeah, it didn't feel like that. No, a dude could drive a dude down, and in the last stage, when Austin was behind Blaney and had to make the pass, it took him like 10 laps, but at any point in time, he could have fucking drove into him and made it happen. He could drive him down, he could get in the wake, he could get to his bumper. It wasn't like Iowa where you literally could not even get in within a foot of the guy's ass. Austin could have moved him out of the way at any point, but he didn't. He chose to race respectfully. I wonder why he decided to do that. I wonder what reason he had to do that. That's very curious. Very curious getting the old noggin jogging on that one. But no, Bubba could pass, Blaney could pass, Austin could pass for the lead. That it wasn't a problem. It wasn't a problem for the best cars to be able to get the lead. And even then I say all that, I don't even think that Austin had the best car at the end. I think Bowman had the best car at the end. But that's a different story. Let's talk about the rest of the race while we're at it. Because this race had fucking goddamn everything, dude. This race had a big one. The big one at Richmond. Yeah, it really wasn't that big because most people didn't actually DNF from it. It was a big wreck with not a lot of stakes added to it. It was just Busch being the most washed motherfucker in the history of racing. Boy, if he didn't get all these bullshit Atlanta truck wins every year, he'd be sitting on a bunch of fucking goose eggs every single season. Yeah, if he didn't bullshit his fucking Atlanta wins for 2 seasons in a row, he would never fucking be in victory lane. Kyle Busch, the most washed motherfucker in the sport. It's kind of sad. I'm laughing all the way to the bank. I'm laughing about it personally because all these Kyle Busch fans are like, oh, you never know my suffering. Oh, it's so painful. Everything's horrible. No one's ever been this bad. No fan base has ever had it this bad. They're almost as bad as the Jimmy Johnson fans were from 2018 to 2020. Let me tell you that much. Who, baby? Yeah, fucking franchise has one bad season and it's fucking the end of the goddamn world. You know, fucking sell the organization, go anywhere else. Fucking goddamn, Austin Dillon just drove the best race of his career for the second season in a row at Richmond. It was even better than last season because he didn't just come out of nowhere at the end to, you know, have a car that was a second faster per lap. He was fast all night long. He was top 5 car all night long. Where's your top 5 runs, Kyle? Where are they? Where are they? You're not even in the championship conversation. You wouldn't even be in the chase conversation if winning your in didn't exist. He's that washed. He is that washed. He needs to get like, what's the Maytag? He needs to get a Maytag sponsorship because he's fucking washed. Get Maytag washer and dryers on this fucking car, all right? He is done. He is beyond done, all right? He is beyond done, and I'm happy about that. I'm happy about that. And you want to know why? Because he spun like a goddamn loser for no reason at the end of the Kansas race last season and took away a win from Truex and gave it to bitch Larson. Playing them favorites, Kyle. Playing them favorites with your mid-ass. Anyway, that's enough on that. That was nice. That's been pent up for over a year, by the way. I don't think I've had that on camera yet. I don't think I've done that on camera yet. Anyway, what else should we talk about? Race was great from start to finish. There was stuff happening at all times. People were able to pass. There was multiple leaders. You know, a race having more than one leader doesn't, you know, automatically make it a good race. Or a race having only one leader all night doesn't make it a bad race either. I mean, I can't think of any race that a dude led flag to flag that was great. I really wish people would stop messaging me constantly. I really wish that people would message me when I'm doing, you know, I'm sitting in my room doing absolutely nothing for 3 hours. But no, now that I'm recording a video in the fucking backseat of this car, no, it's just ping, 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 ping. Finna take this shit off. Take this off. You could probably hear all the bing, 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 bings going on here. Look at this fucking Apple Watch. Look at this fucking Apple Watch, dude. I can't fucking believe this shit. Anyway. Truck race sucked. Nothing happened. Nothing. Well, I say that, and the leader got wrecked. Same thing happened in the Cup race. That's interesting. The last time that we had, like, you know, the things that happen, you know, over the course of a weekend, the rare moments that happened twice in the same weekend. Yeah, some 2016 type shit, dude. I ain't seen that shit since, like, 2016, man. It's weird. It felt like a throwback race, dude. It felt like the first fucking NASCAR race that I've watched in like 3 years. This is some good fucking shit, dude. And the reason that I'm recording it on this phone, you can tell that the quality is lower. Let's see, you got my iPhone here. You got the Apple. Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, I wonder who took a bite out of that apple. Do you think it was Steve Jobs that took the bite out of the apple? You think? I don't know. The reason that I am going, oh, by the way, Casey's back at Daytona. I might do live reactions to that race because MBM had a car good enough to, like, win the duel back in February. If they bring that car back, if they manage to repair it after it was fucking destroyed, Casey could win at Daytona. I'm not gonna get over here, you know, get my hopes up like I did in 2017 when he was in the 98, you know. I'm gonna get my hopes up for that again, but you know what? I might do live reactions to that Daytona race. I might. Be on the lookout. Be on the lookout for that. I am looking on my phone right now because I made a tweet, X post, sorry. Don't want to dead name Twitter over, or X, I mean, sorry, I'm just over here dead naming. I made a post on X, and it goes a little bit like this. Richmond put on Race of the Year again, but y'all gonna keep saying it didn't deserve 2 dates. Now, I did not know what tweet to make immediately after the race. I wanted to get on it, you know, to get those clicks and whatever. I didn't know how to frame that tweet because 2 dates was the best that I thought, because everyone always talks all this shit about Richmond being the worst track on the schedule, and I've been standing Richmond for like half a decade at this point. And everyone talking shit over all these years, and then Richmond goes out and puts on the best race of the season by far. By the best race since like maybe the next gen of all time. I don't know. I don't know, dude. Maybe. It could be. It could be true. It may be more true than you think. And we got some amazing responses on this one. From Jan Cans 22. I don't know why it's not focusing. Hello? Can we focus? I think this only works on the iPhone. I think the iPhone's the only one with a good enough resolution for this, or maybe it's just because it's dark in here. Please focus on my tweet. I don't think you can see it. All right. Jane Cans 22 says, "You are retarded." I haven't gotten in-depth, brilliant commentary like this since the FNAF video was getting views. We've got at Marshall Keats, "Are you goddamn high on meth? Race of the year ? Play in traffic." We've got some real high quality posts on this. I'm telling you right now. People ain't told me to play in traffic since fucking, these are some mean motherfuckers, let me tell you that. I ain't even fucking, I've been mellowed out for the past couple of years. I mean, I was talking shit all the way back when I was younger, right? I was talking shit like no one else. No one beat me in the shit talking department, but people people are mean. Why are people so mean? Let's see here. What else do we got here? At Luke Stonk, "It was a snoozer." At Luke Stonk, "It was a snoozer, IMO." What? What? At Elijah_Wayne, "This is the first decent Richmond race in years." Huh? Excuse me, bitch? Race at _BMJ8, "Race of the year ? Stop it, Lamau." From Prayer High Five 4KZ Hopeful Knight / Citronaut, "Race of the year ? Do you only watch races at Richmond?" From The Real Nick Swanberg, "It was boring, actually." Yeah. Most of the responses are people hung up about the 2 dates thing, which again, I didn't know how to frame that tweet. I was tired and wanted to go to bed, so I just made the easiest post that I could make that I knew would get traction. It was boring. It was boring. Motherfucker, I am Kamikaze Games. I am the #1 when it comes to complaining about the most menial shit in NASCAR. I have made countless videos about how the sport is an absolute dumpster fire. Everything about it is terrible. And I haven't enjoyed watching racing since at least 2017. I've not enjoyed NASCAR in any capacity since at least 2017. And I'm sitting over here saying, they put on a good race, and it's boring. But it was boring. Who are you people? Who are you people? The #1 response that I get on that tweet that is not about the 2 dates thing is that the race of the year was Summer Atlanta. Sit down. Sit down, kids. It's time for a little chat. It's time for story time with Kamikaze Games. Do you remember Do you remember back when Atlanta was a real track? Do you remember when Kyle Busch and Kurt Busch went at it and had a finish of the fucking season between them two? Do you remember all the way back in 2016, there was only one race in 2016 in Atlanta. You remember that? You remember that race? I remember that race because that was the best race of the season in 2016. They fucked it up with the caution overtime line. Y'all remember the overtime line? I do. That race was great from fucking start to the last 3 laps. That race was great from the start to the last 3 laps. And it had no stages, by the way. No stages. No arbitrary caution to ruin everything. Could you imagine Richmond with no stages and they had to figure out the pit strategy and the tire wear without knowing when the next caution was going to be? Could you imagine that? Could you imagine that? Could you think about that? No, Atlanta fucking sucks now. It's not even Atlanta, it's Echo Park Speedway, and you should call it that because the real Atlanta Speedway is fucking dead. And they have replaced it with the amalgamation of brain rot. Let me tell you this, the absolute brain rot, Gen Alpha, Gen Z, zero attention span, having ass brain rot. Atlanta sucks. I don't give a fuck about what happened in the summer. It's all artificial. The only thing that was artificial about the race that you saw at Richmond was the playoffs that they couldn't shut the fuck up about. We made it 21 minutes. I haven't even talked about Austin Dillon. I haven't even talked about the championship because the race was good. The race was fucking good. Forget about the championship bullshit. Forget about Mamba Smith saying the quiet part out loud on Twitter, going, it's not about crowning the best driver. I can make a fucking video about that tweet alone. These are the kind of people that NASCAR's paying, by the way. No, Atlanta is garbage. And that race fucking sucked because it was pure, absolute, zero attention span, having ass brain rot. Plate racing and pack racing was the death nail of the sport. Back when they put the restrictor plates on for the first time and they created this racing. This racing, plate racing, pack racing did not exist before the restrictor plate. It was completely brand new in the 80s. It's not real. It's not real. Not real. It's not real racing, and it never was real racing. Ever. The only time, ever since they put restrictor plates on, that those races were worth a fucking goddamn shit is when they had tire wear and the pack kind of separated and you had to manage the balance of the car versus the pace of needing to be fast to run up in the front of the pack. Oh my goodness, dynamics at play. Having to be a good driver at play. No, all it is now is just toodaloot around for the first half of the fucking race because you're saving fuel the whole time because you know when the next caution's gonna be. So you're just toodalooing around at fucking 70% throttle. And you're telling me that was better than Richmond, having to lay it all out on the line for all 400 laps from start to finish? Sure, you're managing your tire wear. Okay. I thought that's what racing was about. I didn't know that racing was supposed to be about going all out at all times. Sure, yeah, maybe in dirt, maybe in sprint races, short events, but it was never about that. It was never about that. Racing was always about, until parts became more reliable, racing was just about survival, literally. You had a better chance of fucking dying than you were actually making it to the end of a fucking fuel run back in the fucking days. It was never about this fucking bullshit. It was never about this fucking bullshit. What you saw at Richmond is the closest thing that you will ever get to recreating the glory days of the 90s. It was an 8 out of 10 race, and it would have been a 10 out of 10 if it hadn't been for the fact that there's stages and arbitrary cautions, and the broadcast was talking all fucking night long about playoff implications. Fuck off with that fucking bullshit. It doesn't fucking matter, especially when you're gonna put on a show like that. And This is everything that anyone has, if you've ever in your life said that you want NASCAR to go back to the way that it was in the 90s, ding, this is as close as you're going to get. This race at Richmond is the closest that you are going to ever get to that. Bar none. Bar fucking goddamn none. There is no way that you're ever going to get closer. I'm sorry. That's just the way that it is. Until they get rid of stages. Forget the championship format. If you just got rid of stages, that would have been a 10 out of 10 race. I'm not even kidding. And I'm not even kidding. It had everything. It had tire wear. It had fucking, no one was expecting Bowman to be in the conversation at the end. And if he hadn't been getting blocked by the 88 and apparently Jesse Love as well, if he hadn't been getting blocked by those two for that entire final part of the run, he probably would have caught Austin Dillon. Now, how he gets around him is anyone's guess. He was definitely faster. He definitely had the faster car at the end. Was it fast enough to complete the pass? Was it fast enough to be able to complete the pass clean? I don't know about that. But was it fast enough to get there and maybe actually have a shot at it? Yes, definitely. But forget all that. Forget all that. Because Blaney and Bowman pit on the same lap. But Bowman managed his tires better at the end of the run and drove around Blaney. You don't see that anywhere else. You don't see that anywhere else. Do you even see that in Xfinity anymore? I can't believe that I, Kamikaze Games, have to defend NASCAR. And I have been. Every single time that they go to this fucking track. Every single time that they go to this track, this race has had the potential to play out. Ever since 2021 at least. I don't know what to fucking say, dude. I don't know what to fucking say. It's peak. And they're probably going to take it off the fucking schedule next year if the rumors are correct. So, fuck me. Every single time NASCAR has a sure thing, they manage to do everything in their power to fuck it up. And keep paying people like Mamba Smith to fucking clap their hands in unison like a fucking seal as the ship goes down under the fucking undertow. Ladies and gentlemen, the peak of American motorsports. And they're probably going to add a fucking format to IndyCar next season because of stupid ass Fox. You gotta love it. I fucking hate my life. Anyway, it's hot in here, and I'm getting texts from a lot of people. And yeah. Okay, that's enough. That's enough mugging. Let's call it a video here, I guess. Oh yeah, Austin Dillon won. I didn't even mention that. Good for him. His first legitimate win in 11 fucking years of being in the Cup Series. Also, he has 6 career wins. No driver has ever retired with exactly 6 career wins. Do you think he could win again? We'll have to watch Richmond next year, won't we? Well, we have to watch Richmond next year. Maybe. Yeah. Alright, I guess that's this video. I'm sure people are going to be fucking screaming in the comments about me saying that Atlanta sucks when it does, and everyone knows that I'm correct, and you all know all the reasons why I'm correct about that, but, that's subject for a different day. So, yeah. Good video, KG. This will definitely get 1,000 views. Alright. Okay, that's enough. Bye! I don't know what to show. I got this bag from Jolly Time Popcorn. I got this in, 2011, and I've never used it. So that was a good investment. Alright, I guess that's the end of the video. Bye.